Hey you guys, being a good person is a choice. This is a friendly reminder video. Usually I make recommendations, so welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, but let's just get straight into today's video. Being a good person is a choice. Nobody can force you or anybody to do anything that they do not feel comfortable doing. So this is a friendly reminder that if you choose to be a good person, you cannot expect people to do the same for you. Once you realize that people are allowed to make choices that make sense to them and what is best for them, you will not take what people do personally. Why? Because you're not responsible for how other people act or how they treat you. But when you are a good person to yourself, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video, you will not be disappointed. So these are some recommendations as well as a reminder what you need to keep in mind of when people are choosing to be good towards you. The first thing is that because nobody is obligated to help you be yourself, be grateful and express appreciation. When you are a good person for yourself, you don't expect things from people. So when people do things for you, you understand, wow, this person spent their time, their energy, and their effort and their finances or whatever it is to assist you when they have their own problems. They have their own life. Now, of course, as a human being, it is in our nature to be social and to be around each other and to want humanity and peace and love, but everyone's not taught that. So if you're a good person and you want other people to do good things towards you, continue to be an example. When you're a good person for yourself and to yourself, you don't need the validation. People pleasers need validation and attention and acceptance. And there's this misconception that when you're a good person, that you're a people pleaser. And I'm here to remind you that's not true. Just because you're a good person doesn't mean you're naive. Just because you're a good person doesn't mean you're stupid. Just because you're a good person doesn't mean you're easy to be manipulated and people get to walk all over you. No. When you are a good person, you respect yourself and you have boundaries. So in order for you to continue to receive the things that you want by putting that energy out there, set boundaries for yourself. If you have the finances and the resources and the tools to educate and help people, do it because you want to see them do well. Do it because you have these access, you have the knowledge, and you know that in order to receive, you have to give. Do not give to people because you think you're better than them. Do not give to people to make them feel bad about themselves. Do not give to people expecting anything in return. If you're not going to do it because you chose to, you wanted to, and you know that's the right thing to you, you don't have to. Not just that, you won't be disappointed when you do things for people and they don't do things for you. There have been plenty of times where I've helped people, knowing that these people could not help me in the same way. I wasn't disappointed. I know that me helping them in that moment, they needed it. They appreciated it. And me helping them didn't take anything away from me. You see, when you have boundaries and you're a good person to yourself, you know how much you can give. Do not overextend yourself in certain people, places, and lives if you don't have it. This doesn't make you a bad person. And also pay attention to how people react and respond when you don't give to them. There are going to be plenty of times where you help, and there may be a time when you don't have it. If people can't appreciate that you're giving to them out the kindness of your heart and they want to take advantage of you, those people, places, and things are not for you. Just because you volunteer to do things for other people doesn't mean other people have to or that they're going to. Being a good person is for you. There's this whole misconception that when you become a good person, people are going to walk all over you. That's not true. So because you're a good person, people are going to manipulate you? No. If you're a good person, you know what you're able to give. You know what you're capable of. You're not going to allow people to come and take from you. And if you're somebody who is used to giving and not receiving, it's time for you to create distance. It's time for you to set boundaries. It's time for you to say no. When you say no, don't explain yourself. You don't have to unless you want to. And when your relationships with people, places, and things, they have the comprehension. They have the emotional intelligence. And if they don't, they're willing to be open-minded. They're willing to be patient. Disclaimer, there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself. But overall, as a therapist, a counselor, a doctor, or anybody who chooses to expand will tell you, you have to be open-minded when it comes to you growing. when it comes to perspective, because there's no right or wrong way to do anything in life. We have to do what works for us. And just because you're a good person to yourself, once again, other people may not know how. So continue to be an example. Do not expect anything in return. If you cannot give, knowing that that makes you feel good, you don't have to. This doesn't make you a bad person, because you can have the finances and the resources and the tools. Maybe you don't want to help people. That's fine. But don't help people and then feel mad or be angry because they took the resources that you gave them to. And that's why a lot of people say stuff, well, I never told you to help me, or nobody said that you had to do that. You feel me? And I've had that done before. I've had a lot of people who I thought genuinely wanted to help me. They only helped me because they thought it made them look good. It made them look better. And me personally, I don't like to ask for help because of that reason. I've had a lot of people backstab and betray me. But I'm not going to continue to be I'm not going to continue to not be a good person just because I've experienced people that I wasn't even meant to be around longer than the time that I was around them. And you have to realize that certain people are only in your life for a season. Stop overextending yourself in any situation, regardless of you being a good person or not, regardless of this video specifically. Stop allowing people, places, and things who do not pour into you, who do not meet you and respect you. When you're a good person, people are grateful and thankful because they know you have your own life. They know you have your own bills. They know you have your own problems. Nobody is obligated to take care of you because you're an individual at the end of the day, and people do need to learn how to be an individual. But the problem is, because there's so much corruption and confusion, a lot of people aren't programmed to be independent or have self-love or emotional intelligence or boundaries or respect. And that's fine. But it's like when you choose to heal yourself, when you come across these videos, especially when you see me, you have to know that you have to let go of anything that's no longer serving you. So if you're around people and it's dysfunction, corruption, toxic, they don't pour into you, they don't help you. And just because you can help yourself in certain ways doesn't mean other people are going to do the same. But that doesn't mean they can't add value into your life. You have to know who's worthy of your time, who do you have to create distance from, and who you have to separate yourself from. So for example, if you know you have certain finances and your other friends or family members can't pour into you financially, see if they can pour into you any other way. If not, set your boundaries. If you want friends that only pour into you financially, that's fine. Nobody's judging you, but you have to make that clear. Excuse me. Ew, you guys, I don't like that noise. Hold on. Let me get a tissue. You have to make that clear. If you want certain people to pour into you emotionally, physically, spiritually, make that known. If not, accept the fact that your friends may not have the finances, but they could show up for you emotionally. Your friends may not be emotionally intelligent, but they could show up for you physically. They may not be physically intimate with you. They could show up for you financially. You understand? Like, you get to decide who's in your life, what you're allowing yourself to focus on, and what you want to do. But it's a choice. Everything in life is about choices. So make the choice to do right by yourself. You putting yourself first is not selfish. Any person, place, or thing who wants to manipulate you or take advantage of you, you don't need to be around. And why would you want to continue to give your energy into them? So if you have questions, comments, concerns, let me know by following me. Make sure you like this video, turn on your post notifications, and let me know if you want me to talk about any other videos like this in the comment section or any specific topic. And follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Ty_guidance, TYI_guidance, TYI.guidance. All the information will be down in the description box below. And if you want a one-on-one session, head to my website at tyguidancesummer.com, where I have services and sessions one-on-one. But you have to know that just because other people don't show up for you the way you show up for yourself doesn't mean that you are unworthy. And anybody that you poured into and they weren't able to help you and they took advantage of you, cut access. It doesn't matter if you're closest family or friends, because people are aware. You don't have to be frustrated about putting your time, energy, and effort into relationships and people, places, and things, even jobs, when they're not putting that same energy into you. And you get to decide what areas you want to receive. But if you're going to give, don't expect anything in return. Give because you want to, give because you can, and give because you have access to. If not, you don't have to. And if you're the type of person to make people feel bad because they don't have what you have, then don't help them. If a lot of people, some people are selfish, and that's fine. But if you don't want to help people, don't be like, well, I'm the one who got you this, or I'm the one who, if it wasn't, no. Because guess what? Just because you help somebody doesn't mean that you are them. You own them or you have control over them. And that's why sometimes some people do fake help. Discern. If you don't know what discernment is, you need to continue to work on yourself so you could be aware of other people's energy. Don't help people and be like, well, if it wasn't for me, I'm the one who did this. Nobody asked you to do it. And if you didn't want to do it, you should have said no. I'd rather somebody tell me no, figure it out by myself, than somebody constantly tell me if it wasn't for me or I was the one who was helping you. Because if it was me, I would have done it for you. And that's what I learned a long time ago. And I've stopped disappointing myself since. I learned that at an early age, and I'm grateful that I have. And some of you may not have known that. So that's why, as your favorite mental health specialist, if you have certain resources, you are supposed to give, because the abundance doesn't belong to you. I'm not selfish when it comes to people who choose to subscribe or watch my videos, or anybody just in general, because I know what it's like to not have. You're not better than anybody just because you have certain resources. When everyone on this earth can have access to this, some people just don't know how. So if you don't want to educate people, if you don't inform people, I understand everyone's not a mental health specialist. I understand everyone's not me. I'm not expecting anybody to do anything they don't want to do. But if you choose to support these videos, you are being a good person for yourself first. You don't come last by being a good person. And that goes with the relationship, that goes for jobs, that goes for opportunities, and that goes for yourself. If you learn how to put yourself first, you learn how to stand on your boundaries and not overthink, second guess, anything and anybody who's not meant to be around you will not be able to have access to you. And when distractions try to come towards you, you could separate yourself. You could let these people, places, and things know, I cannot help you, I don't want to help you, or it is what it is. Being a good person is a choice. Nobody's obligated to help you. So when they do, be grateful. And the more people can learn to be grateful, the more people can have a mutual exchange. The more people can have mutual exchange. If you want healthy relationships, if you want good people around you, you have to be a good person. And it's not to say that you don't have growing, or I don't have growing, we don't have growing to do, but it's like, be honest about it. Be vulnerable about it. Nobody's going to take advantage of you. No one's going to try to manipulate you. And once again, if people do, they're not for you. Nobody who's a good person themselves is going to manipulate somebody or see somebody's vulnerability as a weakness. That's cruel and it's wicked. So I'm ending off this video. Make sure you guys follow me, like I said, on my TikTok and Instagram. I'm going live, and on my story time, I post polls as well as the community section where I talk about specific topics and playlists for this new month of October. And head to my live right now on TikTok. I'm going to go over some things that need to be said. Love you. Bye. Thanks for watching.